Hi friends, happy Thursday morning or whenever it is that you are watching this. Um, so today is a light day client-wise, which is great because I am a little bit tired from this week. So we're gonna go get some coffee. You guys can come with me. I'm not gonna do much, but kind of a get ready with me. And then we're gonna talk about in between lives. So let's get started. Okay, this is what we're going with today. Nothing special. I am going to put on my essential oil blends. This I actually got from Goddess Provisions. It is Age of Aquarius oil. It's really good. I like it. I also put on this one I made. It just has a few of my favorite herbs in it. It's for cleansing and for abundance, and it has star anise in it, or anise. I say anise, but some others say anise, which is really good for psychic development. And one of my favorite scents. I love a little spice. So we are now outside. Wow, it is beautiful. And I'm using my Cairo moon bag. So I'm so excited. Let's get some coffee. Okay, we have acquired the goods. Normally I only ever get black iced coffee, but I've been trying to be more intentional in like what I eat, what I drink, flavors, things like that. And on Ostara, I got a honey lavender, like a little bit of a honey lavender syrup added to my iced coffee. And I mean, lavender for calm, for connection to the divine, like it's one of my favorite herbs. But then as well as honey, which just signifies like being a little bit sweeter on yourself, having like sweet outcomes of the day. And I really liked that. So now I kind of can't stop and I keep getting this, but it's absolutely delicious. I don't even like sweet things, so I have them put a quarter pump in, but it's all homemade there. It's really good. Also, side note, I give Reiki and bless everything for the most part. Sometimes I'm lazy. Everything I put into my body, and you don't have to be Reiki attuned to do this. You can just put like your intention for what you want out of, say you're drinking coffee or you're having, I don't know, a meal, you're having dinner, put intention that like you gain what you're meant to from this meal, you gain energy, you gain protein, you gain whatever it is. It's like more intentional eating and consuming, and I've really enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, some days I'm super lazy, but I have found that whether it's subconscious or not, my body does feel better with it. So now that we are back from our escapades and we have our caffeine, let's talk about spirit guide lives, in between lives, where your soul could be incarnating or just growing and learning when not on this earth plane. Okay, so I was always told when I kind of started awakening these things and researching that spirit guides didn't incarnate often at all. However, in the day and age that we are in now, I actually find it incredibly common. I see a lot of people, and I don't think spirit guides and like souls that incarnate are opposite. I don't think you have to be one to be the other. A lot of souls have done so many things and are choosing to incarnate at this point because this is a really big part of history. A lot of things are changing really rapidly energetically. So this is like a time, a lot of people volunteered to come down. This is a big time where a lot of souls who have been a lot of places are incarnating on Earth. So I have seen a lot of spirit guide past lives, and a lot of times when you are not on this earth, like people who are my ancestors, they act as spirit guides. There's not so many, it's not so black and white, one spirit is this and one spirit is that. Things are way more complex than I feel like a lot of people make it out to be, but that's just kind of my own opinion from what I've seen working as a psychic medium since embracing it, I guess. Okay, so pretty much I had a client come to me, and the thing I love, and I think I've talked about this in past readings, is that I love that when clients come to me, with what I do, I am learning constantly. Certain things I thought I knew, when a client comes to me and I see it in a different way, it challenges the way that I view things and helps me grow to understand this earth, the world, the universe better, whatever you want to call it. So this client had come to me and said that she had had these past life memories. We did a past life reading, and she was showing me that she had had these dreams and these past lives, but it was like right before she was born. It wouldn't make sense in her earth timeline. Another thing is time only exists really on this earth plane, so timelines that we would understand on Earth aren't really a thing off of Earth, and you can have parallel lives. That's a whole other story. We could talk about that if you would ever like. But she was showing me that it was right, like very shortly before she was born, and that she remembered seeing family members. She had reoccurring dreams of a certain accident happening, of things that wouldn't make sense to her. So I was like, okay, I will look into this if it is okay with you. And she asked me to kind of go into her Akashic and see what that had to do with, contact her spirit guides. So as I am kind of researching into this for her in the Akashic, I'm seeing that it wasn't even, she was experiencing it as the person that she was watching over. So it wasn't an earthly life for her, but it was a spirit guide life for her. And so she had felt like your spirit guides feel things when they are your spirit guide. When you are going through something, they feel it too. You have this soul bond, you have this connection. You are not separate at all. They are here with you experiencing it. It's why when you hurt, they hurt, and why they just want to help you get out of the situation that you're in. There is so much love. There's also an experience, so I'm kind of jumping around, I'm sorry. So she was experiencing things from above and seeing certain ancestors, because when you get ready to come down and you choose who you are born to, for better or for worse, you choose when you come down, how you come down, and it's like a soul kind of agreement between you and the people that you are coming down to. Now, this doesn't just mean biological. You could also, this could have to do with your adoptive family, soul family. There's no rules or parameters with it. It's whoever you are meant to come down and connect with, pretty much. So a lot of times it is parental situations where they watch over them and literally help guide them until they are ready to come down, so that the moment that they are born, it is what they planned and what is best for everybody. They help them, guide them to also get pregnant, to have these moments, to be able to come down in the way and time that is right for everybody. Now, another thing that I have heard of that I got to see in this instance as well is that normally with your soul family, and I've heard this a couple of times, but I had not really seen it, so it wasn't something I would talk about, because if I don't physically see things or experience them, I won't talk about them, because I only really like to talk about what my truth is, what I know to be true. So pretty much when you have this soul family that you are meant to communicate with in between lives, past lives, this life, every life, and there's always you act as a spirit guide. Now, when you choose to come down, there is, for the most part, and I've heard this and now I've seen it, there is a spirit from your soul family that chooses to make room for you and will pass shortly before you are born. Now, this is somebody that you will come into this life, you will hear about, you will feel a connection to. It's somebody that you will know of and learn about. So when that person, it's like a cycle of soul families. When you choose to come down and that person has died for you to come down, they then act as a spirit guide for you. Now, whether they incarnate again or not, we know that souls are infinite, that we break off into pieces of consciousness. So this person can incarnate back to you, but that piece of her or their soul that has been the person who passed for you, this person who's in your lineage, in your soul family, will still keep acting as a spirit guide. So it's like you're just breaking off into pieces of consciousness to further grow as a soul and help your soul family learn their lessons of growth. You know, these things always, when I'm going to talk about them and I'm experiencing them, I always feel like I know how I'm going to say it and it's going to be concise. And then actually talking about these things, they are so in depth, they are so powerful that I always find myself at a loss for words, even if I like deep down know what I want to say and how I want to present it. So it never fails. This happens every time. But other in between lives that I've seen is, if you've had specifically, and this has something my soul has done, if you have had a really traumatic past life, and there's a lot of healing to be done on the earth as well as astrally when you are in spirit form, because these little like past lives will kind of affect your spirit as well, obviously. You can choose to grow your gifts, grow your like heal even more on a higher dimensional level, so that when you come down, you can expel all that energy and heal even quicker, because you've done the work to be able to come down and release it. That's all like spiritual gifts and things. So some people will choose to spend time in different dimensions, other places that will help with what they are trying to achieve. I've seen this a lot with the angelic realm, especially healers. Healers have spent a lot of time in the angelic realm learning to heal, learning to transmute energy, learning to cleanse, with a lot with the archangels. So this is something that I've seen as an in-between life. Starseed lifetimes I don't see as in-between lifetimes, because some of those are like also like lower dimensional, not lower dimensional, but like, you know, some dimensions you go up and you're strictly in spirit form, but some of these starseed lives on other planets and other places are not in between lives. I would consider them other lifetimes. But when it comes to like the angelic realm, there are some very, very high dimensional starseed places that are technically an in-between life, because you're not in the physical, you're not born into the physical. It is more of a spiritual experience. Yeah, so it is endless and boundless to where your soul has been and what it can do. And that's why I always tell people you're so much more infinitely loved than you can even comprehend, because you have no idea what you've done to come down here, the growth that you've done so you can achieve anything, the guides that are around you from this life, from past lives. I say this all the time, but it is so just mind-boggling to me. So these are just some of the things that I have found. I wish it was more concise, but it's just so much to get out. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. And if anybody ever has any questions, I would love to answer them. I would love to do like a Q&A if anybody has any spiritual questions or anything like that. So if you do, put them down below. And thank you so much for being here. I hope you have the most wonderful day.